Hello everyone, how are you doing today? This is Dr. Qi Li from Beijing. If you still remember, we talked, at least we tried to talk via Zoom the other day for Dr. Bank's R678 class. Um, I was trying to give you a presentation on innovative intelligent education in the environment of artificial intelligence and virtual reality. Unfortunately, it didn't work well because of the bandwidth issue. Actually, after you guys left, Dr. Bunk and I gave it a couple of more shots trying to find a time when the internet was less crowded. But we didn't make it, or we couldn't find that perfect time. I still could not um, talk um, with him via Zoom with a satisfying quality. So we have decided to do it another way. That is for me to audio record my presentation. Um, I'm sorry that I wasn't able to do it immediately because my work got crazily busy later. So it kind of be postponed. But I'm glad that I can do it today. I really hope that you can find my presentation useful. If you would like to have more information, please do not feel hesitant to contact me. I'm happy to hear from you, and I will try my best to answer your questions. Okay, without further ado, let's get started. The title of my presentation is Innovative Intelligent Education in the Environment of Artificial Intelligence and Virtual Reality. My presentation is divided into 5 parts. In the first part, I'm going to give you background information of education informatization in China. And then we'll move to the second part where I will introduce you to the company that I'm working at and its featured products. And then from the third part to the end, we'll talk about 3 technologies and their applications in education respectively, which are artificial intelligence, augmented reality, and virtual reality technology. All of my presentation explanations of these 3 technologies are based on the learning scenarios in China. First and foremost, I think you need some basic background information of Chinese government's effort on pushing forward its education informatization nationwide. In 2018, the government issued an important document which is called Education Informatization 2.0 Action Plan. This plan has divided its progress of education informatization into 2 stages. Obviously, the first stage is called Education Informatization 1.0 in the year of 2018, and the launch of this action plan mark the beginning of the second stage, that is Education Informatization 2.0. So what is the difference between the 2 stages? Let me explain it to you on the next slide. The table on this slide should give you a better idea of what the difference are. On a general level, the foci are different. As you can see, they use a little play on words by switching their order. The focus of the first stage was on informatization, while that of the second stage is education. Speaking of the relationship between technology and education, As you can see in the first stage, information technology was regarded as an external variable to be introduced into education. When they move on to the second stage, information technology has become the internal variable of education. The core technology of the two stages are different too. People talk more on internet and cloud computing in the first stage, whereas they begin to talk more on artificial intelligence, big data, and virtual reality. Let's move on to the application of the technology. In the first stage, uh, people were more concerned about the quantitative change. That is to say, they look at the increasing numbers. For example, there were a lot of reports that covered um, how many schools um, had access to the internet and how many multimedia labs were installed on their campus, or how many classes were equipped with computers and interactive whiteboards. But in 2.0, people began to care more about the qualitative change, that is, how the technology are actually used by teachers. There are more discussions of how the technologies can positively impact the quality of teaching and learning. In terms of impacts on campus and school managements, the first stage were involved with was involved with the infrastructure construction of campuses and classrooms, the integration of digitized forms of learning content, and teaching with computers and internet access. Uh, but after they have moved on to the second stage, the government calls for the construction of the education ecological system with the integration of AI technology. Teachers and students' readiness is perceived differently as well. As you can see in the first stage, teachers and students were just encouraged to learn to use technologies such as computers and the internet. Whereas as we are now in the stage 2.0, teachers and students were are called to improve their overall information literacy levels. So that is the picture of what's going on in China in terms of its education informatization. In the next few minutes, I'm gonna introduce you to the company that I'm working at. I will talk about what it does and its featured products. I will also share with you what it attracts me to join this company. Jingle Magic is the name of the company that I'm working at. It is a artificial intelligence technology company. It provides AI, AR, and VR integrated technology solutions for universities, pre-K to 12 schools, research institutions, as well as labs and training programs. The company is committed to bringing innovative, intelligent education to every child, every classroom, and every school with the integration of the three technologies mentioned above. So you may wonder what they mean by saying that they provide technology integrated education solutions. Well, what they believe is that such solutions should come in a bundle. which includes content, platform, service, and hardware. They have a wide range of product lines. They have hardware products such as AR desk and AR lamp. They also have artificial intelligence big screens that comes in two kinds. One is interactive whiteboards. The other one is nano material blackboard. They also have two kinds of VR sets that comes with two types of VR glasses. Onto these hardware products are embedded with a series of software products that are designed to support teaching and learning. In addition to these hardware and software products, they also have content products compared to the more commonly seen formats such as tests, images, audio, video clips. What they are really good at is developing AR and VR integrated lessons. I'm going to show you a lesson in a few minutes that's operated on a AR desk to give you a better idea of what I'm trying to say here. The way that they strive to develop hardware, software, and content together resonates with my understanding of the integration of technology into education. I think that's the main reason for me to join this company. What I'm trying to show you here is a figure I created in my dissertation research. In my dissertation research, I proposed an instructional model for English as a foreign language or as second language teachers. That model encouraged teachers to integrate different kinds of technology in their teaching so as to create an optimal language learning environment for their students. And this figure illustrates what I mean by technology in this instructional model. As you can see, it is composed of two parts. In the lower parts, there are device and platform at the bottom, software and applications in the middle, and content on the top. These elements work together to support the upper part, which is technology mediated instructional products and learning activities. The point I'm trying to deliver here is that when we try to figure out how technology can support teaching and learning, we should not look at those technologies individually. Instead, we should consider using them together as a combination to support teaching and learning. If you're interested, I'm also happy to share with you what I did with my dissertation. From the next slide, let's start to talk about AR technology and its application in education. I'm going to use AI interactive nanomaterial smart screen as an example to show you how AI technologies is applied in technology. It is one of my company's products. Basically, it's a data management center with a large screen. Other than the regular functions of a typical big screen that you can see on market, this smart screen is pre-installed a series of software that can provide sophisticated educational solutions. For example, it can provide information for teachers to support their teaching. It can help schools to realize smart campus administration. It can also reduce teaching load and increase teaching efficiency. In addition, it also helps to build network-based, digitized, interactive, and intelligent learning environments. The picture on this slide shows you how AI technology supports class management. As you can see, the teacher do not need to do attendance tracking anymore. Instead, the cameras will automatically capture the face of the students and identify who are present in the class today and who are not. Other than attendance tracking, AI technologies can also help to analyze students' behavior so as to improve teaching efficiency. Let me show you how it works. So in this AI teacher management system, there is a module called behavior analysis. By clicking it, the program starts to run automatically in the backstage. The camera will capture students' behaviors dynamically, and the data will be generated for teacher to view after class. The data will tell teacher how many students were paying attention in the class and how many students were distracted during the time. It will also tell the teacher how many students raised their hands when the teacher asked a specific question. Another cool technology that is involved with AI is macro video recording technology. On the one hand, it can record and broadcast the class on a regular basis. The videos can also be automatically saved and documented. The teachers can share these videos with parents after the class. On the other hand, the AI technology can recognize teachers' speech and transcribe the speech into text with high accuracy. As you can see in the video, the teacher is demonstrating how her speech is transcribed into text on the screen. What's more, the transcription is not only available in the language that the teacher speaks, which is Chinese, it is also available in English. So we have talked about AI face recognition technology and AI voice recognition technology. Now let's talk about image recognition technology. In the class, still many teachers like to write down the key points on the blackboard, but the problem is sometimes their handwriting is not clear. Therefore, the image recognition technology is meant to solve this problem. As you can see, it has a recognition rate of 97% to identify all English handwriting. The picture on the right side of this slide shows you that the technology can also recognize mixed image and text. The recognition rate is over 92%. The teacher's handwriting is automatically transcribed into mixed image and text in a digital form. So a little summary before we move on to augmented reality technology. I use the AI smart screen to show you how different kinds of AR technologies are integrated into this hardware. With the integration of AI face recognition technology, voice recognition technology, and image recognition technology, the smart screen and its resource management system enables the teacher to focus more on teaching than on class management, thus to improve his or her teaching efficiency. The resource management system is supported by two platforms. One is microclass management platform that is operated in the class to support teachers and students. A bunch of educational tools are available to support teaching and learning, such as lesson preparation tool, teaching tool, practicing tool, testing tool, management tool, etc. Another platform is used to support online learning. The teacher can record his or her lecture in the class and share that video with his students' parents, or the teacher's colleagues after the class. Now let's talk about augmented reality technology and its application in education. As you can see, there are many challenges encountered by schools and the teachers in traditional learning settings. There is first and foremost safety issue in education. There is also scenarios when where teachers have difficulties to explain abstract knowledge with traditional tools and learning materials. Um, some schools and teachers also face the problem of insufficient supply of teaching tools. Of course, another issue would be the high cost when the school and teachers try to provide individualized education. I'm going to use the AR Intelligent Desk as an example to demonstrate you the possible solutions to the issues that I just mentioned. With the integration of physical cards and visual scenes, the company believes that VR technology can solve many issues encountered in the traditional teaching settings, such as high cost, difficulty in reproducing phenomena in the class, and lack of hands-on experience. It also realizes the 3D dimensional display and full interaction with teaching content. Let me show you a video of AR Desk to give you a better idea. As you can see, it has a outlook of a desk, a little bit buggy, but we're improving it. Inside it is embedded with a PC, and you can also, it has two screens, one upper screen and one lower screen. It also comes with a mouse and a keyboard. Besides that, it is pre-installed with a program which provides pre-K to 12 lessons in the subject areas of physics, chemistry, and science. For each lesson, the students are provided a set of acrylic cards. Let me show you an example. The lesson provides the students with a voice guide that leads them to operate the experiments step by step. And if a student doesn't catch up with the voice, he or she can also refer to the text instruction in the upper right corner of the screen. The lesson provides the students with a voice guide that leads them to operate the experiments step by step, and if a student doesn't catch up with the voice, he or she can also refer to the text instruction in the upper right corner of the screen. In the upper left corner are listed the key points of the knowledge that students should know in this experiment. The core knowledge applied in this AR desk is called light field technology, which is considered a critical part of the whole AR technologies. So how does this technology work? Basically, the students need to place the acrylic cards onto the lower screen. At the bottom of those cards are QR codes. The cameras installed below the lower screen can read these QR codes, and correspondingly a virtual object will appear on the upper screen. In this case, the students are provided a number of cards that represent the chemical apparatus. For example, they will have a card for the iron frame. They will have a card for a glass tube. By placing those cards one by one, as guided by the voice, the student can complete the whole chemical procedure by him or herself. Some advantages of doing a chemical experiment in a virtual lab are obvious. First, it encourages learner-centered learning. The students can do those experiments at their own pace, and they can repeat the whole procedure as many times as they want. Second, as you can see, those objects in the virtual lab are pretty real, so the learners can really have a sense of immersive learning experience. This will be extremely helpful for those students whose schools don't have the money to build a real chemical labs. From a teacher's point, this AR desk is pretty handy too, because it saves teachers a lot of time and energy to prepare for a chemical experiment. Also, as mentioned before, some experiments are dangerous to operate. So doing the experiment on a AR desk will solve the safety issues. Last but not least, some chemical experiment materials and apparatus are consumables. So by moving those experiments onto the AR desk, can save a lot of money for schools. Besides some experiments, AR desks are also good at presenting science knowledge for students. For example, it can assist teacher to give a dinosaur lesson. The AR desks allows more than one student to operate multiple cards on the AR desk. What I mean is one student can control his dinosaur by moving the card in his hands to interact with other dinosaurs that are controlled by other students. In addition, the AR desk gives you a 360-degree perspectives to explore in the virtual world. There are more lesson examples that are available on the AR desk. Basically, the key point is that it can support teacher to present knowledge that are not that cannot be easily observed in a traditional classroom. The pictures on these slides give you an idea of what a smart classroom that is installed with AR desks look like, and also a example of real cases with teacher incorporating AR desks into her lesson. Okay, enough talk about the AR technology. Let's talk about the last but not least, the virtual reality technology and its application in education. Compared to AR technology, VR technology usually provides learners with a more enhanced immersive learning experience, and it usually requires users to put on a headset or a pair of 3D glasses. So this picture gives you an idea of what a class looks like with the integration of VR technology. By putting on the VR headset or a pair of 3D glasses, the users can enter a virtual world to explore things that they would not be able to explore in their real lives. So these pictures give you some examples of the learning scenarios that incorporate with the use of VR technology. For instance, learners can learn in macro world as well as in micro world. It also make possible some trainings in high risk or at high cost. In virtual world, learners have the opportunities to watch some scenes that are irreproducible in the real world, as well as some precious moments that took place in history. The picture on this slide is a lesson developed by my company, which is conducted on the light immersive VR set. VR lessons transform traditional 2D content into interactive and realistic 3D content with eye-protecting 3D polarized glasses. By wearing a pair of 3D glasses, learner can carry out three-dimensional observation, rotate, zoom in and out the object with a little remote in their hand. They can also disassemble and reassemble the object with one click. Meanwhile, there is a voice guide available to walk them through the whole process. In this case, the lesson solves the problem of not being able to get inside and watch the internal structure of this mechanical piece. Such lessons provide learners with a sense of immersion, enabling a lot of hands-on experiences during their learning. This slide gives you an idea of what a full immersive VR learning experience looks like. As you can see, users need to wear a headset to be able to enter the virtual world. The good thing is that this kind of virtual experience gives you a more immersive sense when you enter the virtual world. But there are also some technical difficulties are yet to be overcome. For example, after putting on the headset for a while, the users may have some uncomfortable feelings, such as dizziness or nauseous. Okay, so much for my presentation today. I hope you enjoyed my sharing. And if you need more information, I will be more than happy to help you. Just email to this email address on the last slide. And thanks, Dr. Bong, for these wonderful opportunities to present in your class. I am looking forward for more chances to talk with you on topics of emerging learning technologies. Goodbye and take care.